Live from the campus of St. Joseph High School for the annual homecoming pregame show, I'm Patrick Quigley.
Christian Vasquez here.
Today we have the Linden Tigers traveling to St. Joe's. St. Joe's is on the 6-game winning streak. They're looking great every day of the week. Linden just fell to North Brunswick, failing to complete a two-point conversion to force overtime. Christian, this defense has been unruly for St. Joe's. What do you think they have to do to get the 7th win of the season?
They just got to keep playing hard. That, as we said earlier in the interview with Kayshawn and Tom Fell, they shouldn't be throwing to them. That's automatic lockdown defense from those corners, Martin, Kayshawn, and Fell. And the run defense has been great. No one's getting through them, stopping the best running backs in the GMC, so they just got to keep playing hard.
Yeah, this Falcon defense has only allowed 4 rushing touchdowns all season. That's through 8 weeks. But besides from defense, this offense has been great. Sophomore quarterback Matt Stanton, he's been voted GMC Player of the Week. Jordan Kinsler, the transfer from Immaculata, has been, once again, another top player in the GMC, basically scoring a touchdown every single week.
Every week. Kinsler is one of the best players on that team. Definitely just give him the ball in short run situations. He'll pound it in for you. Also, we have Gabe in the back. He's slightly injured now, but still he could pound in any touchdowns. And Tyree, 14 yards in, he could run a touchdown right through. Yeah, so we had a lot of options.
Gabe made that big stop against Piscataway, stopping the run at the 1-yard line. That would have given the Piscataway Chiefs the win, but St. Joe's ended up walking out with a 15-14 win. Now we're going to bring on Kyle Flood. Flood left us for last year, but now he has joined us again. Flood, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. We're playing the Linden Tigers. They're a pretty good team. Their record may not seem like it. They're 2-5. What do you guys think you have to do today to walk out with a victory?
Well, the most intriguing part about this game is this is a really new opponent, and I think Coach Hilliard's done a great job of getting new opponents for us to face, better opponents, because over the past couple of years we've had a pretty easy schedule. Linden, the one thing we can compare like us to Linden is the North Brunswick game. I think that might be our one only common opponent. And which they played them very well as well. They have a great defense, holding North Brunswick to only 15 points, causing 4 turnovers. This is really going to be a big battle of the defense. And I don't know his name, but look for number 1 on Linden. He's going to make a bunch of plays today.
Take us through some of the football strategy that you guys have throughout the game that has led to so many wins this season, and a season that not too many people would think would be a over 500 season.
Well, I think our run game has been spectacular over the past couple of years. But this year we've done a great job of we haven't been able to get the big run, but we've been getting 8, 6, 4, and just really dominating the time of possession. Yeah. And I think that's really helped us. I mean, there are times we've had 10-minute drives, and that's amazing. And we really haven't been able to do that. So I think this is a different team than past years because we usually would go for the big play in past years, which we do to some degree this year. But I think it's just different this year.
And you guys really have been playing that underdog ball, going into the season. No one really knew what to expect. You had a lot of newcomers, a completely revamped offensive line, new signal caller in Matt Stan, new running back in Jordan Kinsler. How'd you guys build off of all that negative?
Well, yeah, this is definitely a new look Falcons team. We had a lot of critics in the preseason. We used that as fuel. And I think we've got a lot of guys on the come up, really, in Gianni, who's a transfer from Bishop Bar, Jordan Kinsler, who you've mentioned. Tommy Romand has been a freak over the past couple of games on both sides of the ball. And I think we've got a lot of juniors who are going to step up in the next couple of weeks, maybe due to an injury, maybe on special teams. So if you want to look out for Kyle Kaminsky, if you want to look up for Mikey Canesfield, I mean, those are 2 guys who haven't gotten as much playing time so far, but just wait. They're coming.
Yep. So what do you think this defense has to do in terms of stopping this Linden offense?
The Linden offense, the Linden offense has not been too impressive over the past couple of weeks. But I think it just comes down to basics. Our pass defense is pretty good. I think the main thing is stopping the run and making them be one-dimensional. I think that's the most important thing tonight.
All right. Kyle, thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you. Best of luck
Really
out there.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I gotta go get a win, boys. So.
Good luck out there. And now we're going to bring on Miss Davis to our pregame show. Sponsored by the Campus Store.
Hey Hey guys.
Hi, Miss Davis.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. So yesterday was a big day. We had a community day, big pep rally that a lot of students seem to like for the first time in a while. How do you think that it's going to help the team today?
I definitely think anytime we can get all the students together, excited about something, it can only help them come and show out for the football team, get us pumped before the game.
Yep, definitely. So, what do you think it will make people draw into these pep rallies? Because a lot of people say like they're not as enthused to come to the pep rallies, but this one actually was very intriguing to watch.
I think the thing is we have to cater to our audience, right? So we have to do what high school boys want to do, which is have fun, do some silly stuff, laugh, give them something to cheer about. So we have to start catering the pep rallies more to what you guys want.
Now, what was your favorite part of the pep rally from yesterday?
My favorite part of the pep rally was when we did the Mr. USA competition and Brandon Baber won. Everybody went nuts for him. That was pretty awesome.
All right, thank you, Miss Davis.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
It's definitely a great moment when Brandon Baber got hyped up by the crowd out of nowhere.
Now we're going to bring on the president of the school, Mr. Justin Fleetwood. Mr. Fleetwood, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
So, big day today for St. Joe's. They have their homecoming game, big game against Linden. First time these teams are playing each other. What do you think this team has to do to come out with the win and surprise all the alum?
I think all this team has to do is what they've done all season and shock everybody just by playing with their hearts. They believe in St. Joseph High School. St. Joseph High School believes in them, and one play at a time, one down at a time, and it's a team effort.
It's been an underdog season all year for St. Joe's. They came into the season not knowing what really to expect. Completely new O-line, new quarterback. How do you think they've it's really shown the brotherhood of St. Joe's, and I think that's gone a long way in their success this season.
Well, Patrick, I think you know that St. Joseph High School is all about trust. All of our schools, all 11 of our schools in the United States province are trust, and we trust in each other. And the quarterback trusts in the center trusts in the tackle and the guard and so forth. And everybody trusts in Coach Hilliard, who's done a phenomenal job of not only teaching these young men how to be football players, but to be men of life. He's teaching them life lessons along with the staff, and we could not be more proud of our partners in mission and our students.
Yeah, the St. Joe's Brotherhood is on and off the field, and like you say all the time to us, you're not just here for 4 years, you're here for a lifetime. And I've seen it with all three of my brothers, so something really cool. It's not only in the classroom, we also see it in all of our sports. So.
And what's amazing, Patrick, is as you all know, we had the Athletics Hall of Fame last night, and we inducted the class of 2019, which was the first time we inducted a class in 17 years. And when you hear the biographies of these gentlemen and how they weren't just athletes, they were student athletes who also gave back to their communities. And then when you see all of these gentlemen today walking around campus again, more than 150 of them already, and they're home. And we keep hearing from them over and over again, we can't believe what you've done with the campus. And when I say you, I mean all of us, from the campus store to the Zanga Library and Media Center to the Brothers Residence to the 2,800 square feet robotics. And then when we talk about the master plan that's going to go on in the 70 acres behind us, you cannot help but be excited about this is the place to be. And, whether you're a freshman or you're a senior or someone who's from the class of 1965, it's not something that just is an image, and it's not just something that's cliche. It's real.
I might sound a little selfish. I am jealous of that coming in our senior year, but I know it'll just make my homecoming time just 10 times better, just seeing all the new stuff. I mean, all my brothers, since my brothers left, another thing's been added. So almost like one class goes and big things added. So it makes their homecoming much better.
Well, and it's also, you hear us say this all the time, Mrs. Rivera's principal and partners in mission on the school side are here to take care of today, to make sure that you guys have the best holistic education possible. Our job on the advancement alumni side is to take care of tomorrow. And we're thinking of your sons and your grandsons, even though you aren't. And so we're celebrating our bicentennial, as you know, the Brothers of the Sacred Heart here at St. Joseph High School. 200 years since 1821. We've been here since 1901, and we're preparing for the next 200 years. And the next 200 years are going to be phenomenal.
All right, Mr. Fleet, it was a pleasure having you on here.
Thank you, guys. It was so good being with you.
Join the game.
Thank you so much.
And now we're going to bring on Jake Wads with his hot dog and cheeseburger. Actually, excuse me. That's going to have to wait. We're going to kick it over to Varad, who will be interviewing a St. Joe's alum. Varad, take it away.
What's up, guys? It's Rod Donwad on the St. Joe's media page with Mr. Mercado, a St. Joe's alum. Mr. Mercado, how do you feel today?
Pretty good, actually. I mean, it's a beautiful day out, and we've had some alum come back already. One of the best things is really seeing people that you haven't seen in a couple of years, and then seeing how their lives have changed and how they always come back home to St. Joe's because this was our home for all of us.
Besides meeting all of your old friends and other alums, what is your favorite part of homecoming?
Oh, I mean, my favorite part is cheering on our team. You know, go Falcons! Make sure that our football program is doing really well. I mean, everyone's here. The food is great also, and just it's a relaxing day where you're not really teaching or going to work, and you get to see all the other teachers and faculty and staff sort of more relaxed. That's the best part, I think.
What do you think separates St. Joe's as a school over other schools?
I mean, I think we have a really good balance of things. We have a great academic program, right? We've got extracurricular and co-curricular activities and classes, right? So students will be taking and getting credit outside of their regular class time, and of course, our athletics program is so great too. So I think we just have a great balance of everything, which is holistic education. That's the number one thing.
Why do you think it is important to study religion in school as opposed to outside of school? In other words, why is theology an important subject in Catholic schools?
Good question. I mean, as a Catholic school, obviously, we teach those core values. Regardless of what faith you are, when you come to St. Joe's, you learn about different morality issues. You talk about those things. And it's important as a growing adolescent, I mean, like yourself and other students, right, that you ask those questions to learn about what's right and what's wrong, and to learn about the faith that keeps us all together. It's that brotherhood that we have.
Do you think what kind of improvements can St. Joe's make in terms of infrastructure or teaching styles?
Well, I mean, our campus is older, right? We have some buildings that probably need a little bit of refurbishing. I know we turned Woodburn into an athletics center now, but we could definitely use more of that, more places to go, and as a big theater guy, of course, right? It'd be great to have a performing arts center. That would be the best thing.
Yeah, that would be great, Mr. Mercado. And as a chemistry teacher, what is your favorite part about all your classes?
Interacting with the kids. I mean, the teaching every day. It's always something new every day. It's not the same thing, right? So, best part about being a teacher would definitely be you don't have a day-to-day office job. Something new happens every day, whether it's good, whether it's bad. But there's always stories to tell.
How has the school changed, not just physically, but mentally as well? How has it changed when you were here, and how has it changed now when you're back?
I mean, the teachers are different, right? Some of them are still the same as when I was here, but there's a lot of new faces, right? The uniforms are a little different now. We used to have polos all the time. Now you have Oxford T-shirts and ties and everything. But overall, the feel of the campus is still the same. The brothers are the best part about the school. So I think that's a constant that we should always have at St. Joe's.
Thank you, Mr. Mercado. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Varad, for that interview. Jake Watts has now joined us on the stage for a very important part. Before we give you our input on today's food, you have to subscribe, like, and comment to our YouTube channel.
St. Joe's McCutcheon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Christian, what do you have today?
Today, first game we got here. Oh, actually, hot dog. You know what I mean? Let's see how this one is. Looks tasty.
So tell me how the texture is and everything. I'll give you a minute.
It's pretty solid. I know Guad's got these about 15 to 10 minutes ago, so it was a little cold. But the flavor's there. The char is there from the grill. This just came off about 15 minutes ago, as I said. So can't complain. It is free. I didn't pay for this hot dog, so that's all that matters to me.
All right. I actually don't have anything hot. I have a nice small cookie, so chocolate chip actually.
There was a crunch there. I heard it.
Big crunch. A lot of chocolate. Definitely homemade. Maybe not as I chew more into it. but definitely good after having a cold hot dog. It'll definitely hit the jackpot.
Yep.
Maybe even a cold cheeseburger too. This cookie's pretty good. Actually, Frankie Vasquez just picked up some nice raspberries from the trees behind us. They are edible, but I will not be having one. Anybody else, if they want to have one, they're feel free to have one.
I will
But
not
Jake,
have one.
what do you have on your plate?
I have a nice cheeseburger. Kind of warm, lukewarm. The bun is a little toasty, I'm gonna just take a bite.
I'll give you a minute. A lot of flavors just popping in your mouth right now.
Bursting. Very good. A little on the burnt side for my taste, but it is free, like Vasquez said. Probably, I would say medium well. Not sure.
How's that cheese? It looks like it's like gooey.
I love the cheese.
Okay.
Cheese makes the cheeseburger, but I think it needs a little more flavor. Probably some ketchup, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow.
And now, for our final segment, we are bringing on brother of former St. Joe's broadcasting legend, Chad Maxwick. Ben Chadwick coming on for our game picks. Ben, get over here.
How's it going?
Ben, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
All right, so let's go through some of these picks, high school and college.
Yep.
Today we have. Take it away, Ben.
All right, so we're starting off with number 1 ranked in New Jersey, St. Joseph Regional, and they are at Seton Hall Prep.
Okay.
That's a big game for St. Joe's. St. Joseph Regional is also in our division, and a loss there could bump St. Joe's up a lot. Chris?
I think St. Joe's Regional will take this. Seton Hall Prep does have, I believe, a very good running back duo and the quarterback. So it is a solid team, but St. Joe's Regional will come out on top in that game.
Yeah, I'm with Christian on that. I think St. Joe's Regional, their run game is unreal. Seton Hall Prep, though, they are going to keep it close. They are home. They have quite the fan base. I see St. Joe's Regional taking this by 10.
I'm going to pick the upset here. St. Joe's is going to lose.
Okay.
I think just because it's at home, Seton Hall is going to have a slight advantage, and they'll pull the upset.
I like it.
All right, now going to number 9 Auburn is at number 2 LSU at 3:30 today. And a big thing for LSU is Joe Burrow now has his number 1 wide receiver back in Terrace Marshall.
Oh my.
Some picks for that.
Definitely LSU in that game. Joe Burrow has been quite the quarterback this year, and the Tigers are looking great. Definitely, hopefully, they will get into that top 4 to get into that playoff pool and hopefully go for a national championship against probably Alabama.
Yeah, I think LSU is really legit this year. Their defense has bbeen unstoppable. They're 7-0. They bumped Clemson out of that 2 spot. They also are home, so I think it's going to be lights out for the Tiger defense.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick LSU. Joe Burrow has been playing like he's going to win it.
All right, now moving on to some St. Joe's alumni games. We have the 2-5 Shippensburg at the 7-0 Kutztown, and a Kutztown freshman running back is a 2018 graduate of St. Joe's, Jordan Davis. He's averaging 3.6 yards per carry. Some picks for that.
Definitely Kutztown in this from their record, and I've seen some just plays from Jordan's social media. Looks like they're a pretty solid squad, and he's getting some good carry. So Kutztown in that one.
Yeah, I think with college, home field advantage goes a long way. Jordan Davis having a great freshman season. They're 7-0 Kutztown, so I think they'll have no problem in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Kutztown too. They're gonna pull the win. Yeah. Not really sure.
All right, and then we have a 1-6 Bucknell at 0-7 Lafayette, and this is actually a double alumni game. For Bucknell, St. Joe's has P.J. Barr, the O-lineman, and for Lafayette, we have the freshman linebacker Brian Riley, who currently has 6 tackles in the season.
Let's go here. The upset Lafayette to get their first win of the season. So we'll go with Lafayette in this game.
Yeah,
Not a close one though.
Yeah, I'm going to double that. Lafayette's going to pick up their first win. I think Brian Riley is going to continue having a great season, so should be a fun one.
I'm gonna pick Bucknell. You know, they're gonna get a win on the road. They're gonna get the run game going with PJ Barr.
And then we have two of the arguably best academic schools. 4-1 Harvard is at 5-0 Princeton. And for Harvard, St. Joe's has the sophomore punter, John Sott, who is averaging 46.8 yards per punt. And Sott also punted a 76-yarder last week against Holy Cross.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Harvard on this one, actually. John Stott, definitely one of the best players we've had come out of here. His brother's definitely an athlete as well who plays on my flag football team. Hopefully getting a chip this year against Quiggs' team. But, Harvard with the win here.
Yeah, I'm also with Christian on that. Harvard, Stott's been unreal for Harvard. We saw it right here behind us on the Brenner family field. But that's just unreal. 76 yards. You just don't see that anywhere in college. So hopefully he does make it to the NFL. That should be a fun player to play with in Madden.
Yep,
so I'm going Harvard.
I'm going to go against you guys again. I'm going to pick Princeton. Home field advantage again, like you said, Pat.
Okay.
It is important in college, so Princeton's going to get a win.
And then another double alumnus game. We have 5-2 Liberty at the 1-6 Rutgers, and for St. Joe's we have two players on Rutgers. Nick Crimmin is actually the starting right guard, and long snapper Brandon Shank, who also made the All-Academic Big Ten list as a freshman last year.
Let's go Liberty here. Rutgers is not the best team, even though it's Mr. Berger's favorite team. Go Rutgers. But Liberty here with the win.
Yeah, there's not much to say about Rutgers this year. Just a one win. Sorry, Nick and Brendan, but I go Liberty here.
I'm going to have to pick Liberty, too. Rutgers has not been playing well the past couple of years, and they just won't be able to get a win.
And now we have UCF at Temple, and for Temple, St. Joe's has cornerback Nate Wyatt, who began his freshman year.
Yep, I'll go with UCF in this game. Just more of a power team. Temple is a solid squad. I've seen some wins for them. And, Nate hopefully gets some playing time in this game. I know he's a little injured to begin the year, but now hopefully he gets some playing time, but still go UCF in this.
This one I'm actually going to go for somewhat of an upset. I think Temple has a great fan base with their students. They're home. Nate's been having a great year so far, so I go Temple in this one.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick Temple. UCF has been having an underwhelming season this year, so Temple, they can get a win.
Yeah.
All right, and the last of our college games, we have number 8 Notre Dame at number 19 Michigan in the Big House. And for Notre Dame, St. Joe's has a very well-known athlete, 4-star O-tackle John Olmstead, who also received offers from LSU, Florida, Ohio State, Penn State, Wisconsin, Oregon, and Michigan, but decided to go with Notre Dame.
Yep, so I'll go with Notre Dame, and this Michigan is just not the team that they were. And against top 10 teams, their record is terrible. Last week they lost to Penn State. So, yeah, we'll go with Notre Dame here.
Yeah, I'm going with Notre Dame, too. The coaching for Michigan has just not been there. It hasn't been their year. They've dropped a lot, almost too much. So I go Notre Dame and John Olmstead on this one.
Sorry, Olmstead. I'm going to have to pick Michigan.
Oh, my gosh.
It is going to be rainy in Michigan. They're going to have to run the ball a lot. I think Michigan can get a win after they lost to Penn State last week. They're going to bounce back.
All right, and finally, the game we've all been waiting for, the 2-5 Linden Tigers at the 6-1 St. Joseph Falcons. Chris?
So, obviously, going with St. Joe's here. I'll go with the score of about 28-22.
Nope, I'm going to go with St. Joe's on this one. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. I think 21-18, St. Joe's takes this one. I think Kayshawn continues his miraculous season, and the defense and Tom Fell, Martin Green, and Tyree Ford really pick it up. The O-line has been great. So, yeah, St. Joe's by 3 in this one.
I'm gonna have to go for St. Joe's in this one. They're gonna pull that upset against the Linden Tigers. Big game. They're gonna blow them out. Let's go let's go Falcons. Jeez. Alrighty.
All right, thanks for having me.
No problem, Ben. That'll do it from our pregame show this year, from this year's homecoming pregame show. Make sure you tune in at 1 o'clock. This pregame show is sponsored by the Campus Store. Newly renovated. Make sure you go in and check it out. 1 o'clock is kickoff on Spreaker. Make sure you tune in. See you then.
Here's the hot dog. And the water. Terrible. Oh my God.